1, 2, 3, funky.
Racism in the NFL. Let's do this.
Yes.
So basically, we were talking about earlier about all the black quarterbacks, coming into the league, all the quarterbacks that are currently unemployed, and the comparison between them.
Mm-hmm.
And you indicated, DJ Hustle, that a lot of the reason why a lot of these quarterbacks aren't getting their just due, a lot of these black quarterbacks aren't getting their just due, is because of all these problems that people are saying that black quarterbacks have when they come into the NFL. They're saying that they're not transferring their skills from college to the NFL. They're saying they have accuracy problems. They're saying they're athletes. They're saying they can run, they can throw, but they don't have accuracy, is one of the arguments that I've always brought up. Why is there still such a problem with the black quarterback? Why do they still want to convert a black quarterback to a cornerback, or a black quarterback to a receiver, or a black quarterback to a running back? What is the problem? What is the problem with the NFL and the black athlete?
Look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's because the NFL has racist undertones. Okay, simple as that. Okay, I mean, this isn't new. I'm not breaking news. We know this. The NFL has always had racist undertones. Okay, is it better than it was in 1970? Of course it is. Okay, but it's not where it needs to be. Okay, and the problem you run into, and the reason I believe that so many teams have a hard time with bringing or projecting a black quarterback, a black athlete to that quarterback position, is because the quarterback is the face of the franchise. Okay, he is who you see. When you see the team, you see the quarterback, right? So you see Kansas City Chiefs, you see Patrick Mahomes, okay? You see the Baltimore Ravens, you see Lamar Jackson. That's just how it works, right? And so I believe that there are still older individuals in the NFL that are still accustomed to the white quarterback being the face of the franchise. And that's why these kids come in and they try to change their position or they speak down on them. Again, I told you before, Lamar Jackson, everyone, it wasn't just a couple people, they were saying this, publicly, that Lamar Jackson needs to change his position to wide receiver. They were saying that. And now, a few years later, they're praising his glory, like, oh my God, Lamar Jackson, he's such a great quarterback. He's changing the game. I knew in college he was going to be a good quarterback. All he needed was the opportunity. All he needed was a coach that believed in him, a coach that would give him the same opportunities that all these other quarterbacks should give him, right? Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded, right, from New England to San Francisco. San Francisco sucked when he first got there. They built up around him, built up a great defense, added some pieces, and they're praising Jimmy Garoppolo like he's the second coming. I mean, so to me, that's what we're dealing with. And until we really address it, it's going to continue to happen. Look at how many black coaches are coaching NFL franchises, right? How many do we have? 2?
No, we have more than that. The Chargers,
okay,
Chargers, Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Chargers, Miami, Pittsburgh, of course, with Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Those are the only 3 that I can think of right now. Those are the only 3.
Now, it's amazing that we have that. I'm not, and Miami actually has a black quarterback and a black general manager, which I thought was really impressive. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you're telling me out of 32 teams, out of all the African-American players that have played in this league, only 3 are qualified to be head coaches? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
I completely agree with that. There are more than enough talented, intelligent, black NFL coaches currently working as NFL coaches that can be head coaches. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. And that should be the case. They should have more than that. And it shouldn't be because of the Rooney Rule. I mean, I get tired of them saying that, that, hey, they didn't follow the Rooney Rule, so so that they have to, you know, they have to interview a black candidate. I mean, and I think that's terrible because there's always an argument about that. And I always have this argument with you. I mean, why should, because I believe Cleveland Browns are like the worst organization in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So why, as a black head coach or a black candidate, do I have to accept a Cleveland Brown head coaching job when I know that I'm only on a one year deal? They'll give you a 5-year deal, but you're only on a 1-year deal. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare that the Cleveland Browns will keep you more than a year. They're getting rid of head coaches every year. And they don't even care that they got to pay their whole entire 5-year contract. They're getting rid of them. And if it's a black head coach, you really got less than that time. You got to start winning right away. So why would I jeopardize my career by being hired on with the Cleveland Browns as a black head coach when I know that I'm getting set up for failure?
Well, so I mean, to me, there's
why wouldn't I wait? Why wouldn't I wait to get the optimal opportunity to go and showcase my skills with a better team?
Because here's my take on it, right? If you're a career professional coach and your goal is to become a head coach in the NFL, you've got to interview for every opportunity. You don't have the luxury of turning down an opportunity. Okay, so yes, the Cleveland Browns, they suck. They're horrible. Okay, but I mean, do you think you're going to get the job for the New England Patriots? You can get the job for the Dallas Cowboys? You got to get the job where you can have that opportunity. And so it's just something that you have to do if this is what you plan on doing. Okay, so it's not, you're not going to be able to come in usually at that higher team that's have the winning tradition and they've won some Super Bowls and the old guard just stepped away and now you come in and you take over. That's not how it works. You're going to have to most likely interview with a team that's not that good.
Well, let me give you an example. Are you familiar with the coach Hugh Jackson?
Yes, I am.
Historically, he is a phenomenal offensive coordinator. Do you agree?
Yeah, he's had success. Yeah,
historically, he's had a very good history with quarterbacks as well. Do you agree?
Yeah, he has. Yep, he has.
And he got his first opportunity to be a head coach with what team?
It was the Raiders. Yep,
it was the Raiders. He got he got hired as an interim head coach when Al Davis. It was the last year Al Davis was living.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And he did well. I don't know if he went like 4-5 or something like that, or he did really well. And he did really well with the offense. The offense was scoring more with less than optimal players. He was doing really well. Unfortunately, Al Davis died. His son Mark took over and then fired him.
Yes.
Right? Fired him. I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to start over fresh or new or whatever. But I thought he was a prime candidate to start that rebuilding of the Raiders, right? But he didn't get that opportunity. So he threw his resume out there and he took the first one that came along, which was Cleveland. I completely disagree with him taking that job. He shouldn't have took that job because Cleveland was a mess. And they still are. They was pretty bad then. They're even worse now. It was a mess of a team. There was no way that he was going to be successful with that team. And they weren't going to give him the amount of time that a coach needs to rebuild a franchise, especially Cleveland. So why, as a black coach, should I even take that job that I know I'm going to fail at?
So then
I'm not going to get the opportunity. I understand what you're saying, that we don't have the luxury of not taking the job because we may not get another opportunity at all. But if you don't have black marks on your record, you give more of an opportunity to put your name in the hat.
But so here's the thing, Derek. So what I would say is, don't put your resume out there. Don't put your resume out there. Because the reality is, if Cleveland calls you for an interview and you say, no, I'm not going to interview, What do you think Cleveland's going to tell the next team? He wouldn't interview with us. So then why would they interview?
No,
Right?
you got a point. You got a point because they do that to coaches all the time. Especially what's his name? What was that one coach's name? He's the offense coordinator for the New England Patriots.
The coach that got hired on with the not the Lions.
You shouldn't forget him because he was the Tim Tebow. He's the one who drafted Tim Tebow in the first round and ruined Denver for like 5 or 6 years.
I believe Denver. Are you know what? We're going to get into that Tim Tebow conversation because you are a straight Tim Tebow hater, but that's all right. We're talking about blackness in the NFL.
That same coach who got fired from Denver for selecting Tim Tebow in the first round, he went back to New England and then got an opportunity with who? Indianapolis. And then he got hired. He did a press conference. And then the next day he said, I quit. So he hasn't gotten an opportunity since. So, yeah, I believe that. And if he's a black coach, he has even less of a chance. So, yeah, I agree with you on that, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah. So, yeah, racism is very much prominent in the NFL. I think we still have a ways to go, especially in society, we have a long ways to go. So sports isn't any different. You would think so because it's more of a team sport and you don't really see that much, especially within the locker room. But it's still obvious that people still have that opinion about black players. And specifically black quarterbacks. They feel that black quarterbacks are not intelligent enough to carry a team that way, which is absolutely ludicrous. It's crazy. So that's it for the Funk Basement. Stelvio, DJ Hustle, and Boomer in the house. We out.
Peace.